Hello everybody and welcome back to the Library of Ruina. Alrighty, the time has come to continue what we've been doing. So, real quick, I do want to say, Blue Brick Guy has given me an idea most ingenious, and I decided to make it happen. So the idea was that we should make a sinking floor on Netzach's floor. So that's exactly what I tried to set up. I don't know that it's good. I don't know that it'll do well. But it is gonna be what it is. So here's what we got. Netzach is using a Yule's page, which, as you know from the previous episode, if you watched it, that was fast, all about sinking, and if they have sinking, dealing more damage. Then for our passives, and this is, you're gonna see this a lot, we have Frosty Fog, because it inflicts sinking if they have bind, and Cold Rain Workshop, because if we hit them, we inflict bind. 12 Fixers because it's OP, and Sawtooth Cleaver because it adds so much more value to Umbrella Thwack, and let's have some fun, that both of them are just going to be rolling like absolute monsters. We then Kura with Gazi. This one is all about lighting the sensor to inflict, you guessed it, sinking. And we also have a couple ways to inflict bind. I did keep a little bit of Decay Ampule synergy since I think K-Corp just makes a lot of sense. Opening Ceremony because, hey, using stuff for free is always good. Then we have Tranquilizing Incense, bit of protection, bit of stagger protection so long as we are doing what we need to do. And Technician, that way if we roll 5 or lower, we get 1 to 2 power, which you might have noticed. 3 to 8, 4 to 9, 4 to 7, 3 to 8. Yeah, we're gonna be getting a lot of value out of that one. Then Facey Randy is using Liu Ye's page, which is all about, say it with me now, bind. So, its whole thing is inflicting bind. That way, if they have bind, we can inflict sinking. Butterfly Ocarina because it's useful. Blue Rose for much the same reason. Frosty Fog. That way we can inflict more sinking and locked potential because you know I love my singleton pages. Sam is still using Shrene's page. Honestly, pretty much the exact same build that she used to have, except we do have 2 Icebreakers, which not only gives us a ton of draw, it also inflicts 2 bind. And for passives, I did put on the Green Shadows page. That way Netzach's floor can actually do some damage for once. Basically, in a clash, they're weak. In the preparation phase, there's a 25% chance that we just deal a ton of damage. And then Frosty Fog and Cold Rain Workshop for sinking and bind, of course. And then the most interesting one, Lin Bixway for Isabel, which, funny enough, I used this deck in the Da episode not too long ago. Can't change her build, but inflict sinking. If they're below 50% stagger, get empowered, inflict sinking. When she gets staggered, she does a huge AoE sinking ability. Then we have Survivor, because we're gonna get staggered. That's just gonna happen. Raven Implants, because we're gonna get staggered. We're gonna take a lot of damage. And Build Up Resentment, so that we do more damage based on sinking. Now, hear me out. I think that is literally the only way that Isabel is going to be doing damage, because Lin Bixway's page cannot deal damage. It only deals stagger damage, and it only does sinking. So if we're dealing +1 flat damage, we will be doing 1 damage per attack. Now, again, is this floor good? Probably not. Are we gonna try it anyway? Absolutely. And then one other thing that I did change is Azazel. No longer is he an ancient bunny rabbit. Now he is using Ateloka's page, which... Okay, a couple episodes ago, I was told that I did not do the reception of Ateloka, right? I'm extremely confident that I did. However, when hovering with some of these pages, I'm noticing a lot of stuff that I hadn't ever seen before, or that I've just completely forgotten about. So I will dip in. Maybe we'll just redo the fight for fun in this episode regardless, because there is a couple things I'm seeing that I do not recognize. So who knows? Maybe there's like a little bit of additional story that I thought I saw that I didn't. But we'll see. But for this episode, we are gonna be dealing with the Blind Obsession. Oh no, we can't bring our whole team. I'm sad. Ego, 550 health, 370 stagger resist, normal endured, normal endured, drift. Summon 4 fluorescent flotsam at the start of the act. At the start of each scene, if number of fluorescent flotsam is less than 2, use a sparkling waves. If HP is lower than 300, use an unknown turbidity current instead. Shimmering, we know what that does. Ego, blind obsession. I have a hair in my mouth. At the start of each scene, inflict 1 fluorescent lamp to 2 random enemies. I want to click it to see what it does, but that's not how it works. Win setting page in speed dice. For every 1 stack of fluorescent lamp on each other, value of current speed die +1. Fluorescent lamp. Wait, what? If there is an ally, select the same target. For every 1 stack of fluorescent lamp on that ally, value of current speed dice +1 additional. So, if you and an ally attack the same target, you both get really fast. Okay, I think I understand that. Glow. HP cannot lower than 300. If HP is 300, at next scene, fully recover stagger resist and use a blind obsession. If there has a live fluorescent flotsam, destroy all fluorescent flotsam and use an additional blind obsession. For every 1 fluorescent flotsam destroyed by this effect, inflict 1 fluorescent lamp to 2 random enemies who have 1 or less of that effect. After the above effect, each pair of the same target with a speed lower than self accumulates the use of 3 pages, uses 1 blind obsession to it. Huh? That one doesn't make sense. So don't spam attacker? Question mark? The rapids flow straight down. Prioritize selecting the enemy whose total speed is lowest or having the most stack of fluorescent lamp as attack targets. Okay, I think I understand. When using combat pages, if the target is initial target, inflict 1 fluorescent lamp to self next scene. At next scene, if self has 2 or more fluorescent lamp, inflict to the target instead. Okay. Sinking into waves. That was... that's fun. Offensive dice. On the first combat page the character uses, which speed is higher than target each scene, gain an additional effect. On hit, inflict 1 to 2 sinking. For every 1 stack of fluorescent lamp on each other, an additional page will also trigger this effect. Dream Devouring. If speed is 1, 3, or 4 higher than the target, all dice gain power by 1, 2, and 3. Undercurrents Surging. At combat start, have your own status ailments rounded up and inflict an equal amount of sinking on yourself. Oh, you're gonna wish you didn't do that. Torrent. If at least 2 dice on this page clashing lose, inflict 2 bind to self next scene. On use, if user or target has fluorescent lamp, gain 1 haste next scene. And fluorescent lamp, take X stagger damage when hit by characters with higher speed than self. When the first time gaining sinking at this scene, gain an additional sinking of the same stacks that only lasts for 1 scene, max of 2. I read it, I did not comprehend it. Start of Clash. If user speed is higher than target, all dice on this page gain power by 2. On Clash win, if target has fluorescent lamp, inflict 1 to 2 sinking. And it's a different sinking. What is this, our 4th or 5th different type of sinking? Sinking! Take an X stagger damage and remove half stack at end of each scene. At end of scene, if stack is 7 or higher, reduce the stagger resistance, which is the lowest level, by 1. Interesting. Is that the strongest version of sinking? I don't think so. Unknown turbidity current. If all dice on this page clashing lose, inflict 5 sinking to each other. Huh. On use, inflict 2 fluorescent lamp to each other next scene, and on hit, inflict 2 sinking. Pierce. Start of Clash. If user speed is higher than target, all offensive dice on this page will inflict 2 sinking when hit the target. Broken Fluorescence has broken text, so that's fitting. On hit, gain 2 haste next scene. Rushing Down. Combat start. If target has fluorescent lamp, inflict 2 feeble this scene, and on hit, inflict 2 sinking. Blind Navigation. On use, if user speed is higher than target, all dice on this page gain power by 2. On Clash win, inflict 2 sinking up to twice. And Blind Obsession. On use, inflict 1 bind next scene to all enemies who have fluorescent lamp. On hit, this page will hit an additional target who has fluorescent lamp and a random sinking icon. Okay, so we can all agree that Ryoshu's page here is gonna be real good for us, right? We can all agree on that? Good. Let's protect Netzach a little bit. The poor game. Oh my goodness, this is some of the worst lag that we've had in a while. Fluorescent Flotsam. Oh, speaking of, the Flotsam actually attacks us. Inflict fluorescent. So on use, you get Flotsam. Oh, that sucks. Alright. Well, let's see. We're not able to really stop Ryoshu's clashes, so what I'm gonna do is let's go ahead and light the sensor. Does this inflict bind? No. Curses. Okay, let's go for opening ceremony. Then we go for core initialization. That will allow us to light the sensor. Then we're gonna hold. Netzach is going to go for Umbrella Thwack. Oh my goodness, the game does not know what to do. There's too many numbers being ran. And then we're gonna go for Puddle Stomp and hope for the best. It might be time to start purging some mods. Ow. Ow. Okay, we're putting some sinking while also getting some sinking. Fluorescent lamp is boosting our sinking. Okay, Puddle Stomp. It would look better if we had the actual skin on, but we'll ignore that for now. Sensor Preheat. Try and break those fluorescent lamps. Wow. I don't know where you got 4 endurance from, but okay. Where did you get 4 endurance from? Flotsam. If self is staggered by attack, attacker gain 1 strength and haste. If self is killed by librarian, inflict 1 bind and 2 wander to Ryoshu next scene. Prioritize selecting the enemy whose total speed is lowest as attack targets. If counter dice of combat page hardening has not been fully used, Ryoshu gains 1 haste next scene. Invalid when be staggered. Okay. Once again, I read it. I'm not understanding it. We don't have enough sensor yet, so let's light the sensor. Actually, we will attempt to clash with Ryoshu and double light the sensor as well. We're probably not going to win a lot of these clashes. However, we could go for double don't touch me. Also, each sinking is different. Yeah, I had a feeling that would happen. All right, we're gonna go for multi-slash and let's draw. Then with Sam, we are going to go for how it's done. I'm gonna get a recovery ampule on ourselves. Never mind, can't do that, so we'll do it on Facey Randy just because we can. And then we'll go for have this. That way we can attempt to put some decay ampule. Although those counter dice are pretty scary. Ow. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not fully following this fight. I'm gonna completely transparently, there is a lot of stuff going on and I'm just not getting it. Well, we got laughing powder. So inherently our survival has gone up. Wanderer, speed -2, have the half of the haste effect received round up. Dice power of combat page blind obsession -4. Uh-huh. And are you using it? No. So it's wasted right now. Right. Okay. Well, tell you what. We are ready to go for Shrouded Expanse. Add +10 power to all dice on your own page if the attack is one-sided. Okay. Well, it's about to not be. We can also go for Arctic Shielding because, hey, why not? Let's see, Mr. Netsack, let's go for Aching Heart. Then we can go for a Puddle Stomp. Then let's inflict bind to all of our enemies. And finally, we go for... You know what? Yeah, let's tank it. Shrouded Expanse. Little bit of fog before the sinking. Okay, we did finally land a hit. A second Ryoshu has arrived. Our mere presence was enough to stagger that Flotsam. Okay, you are going to have a ton of bind, which means all that haste is effectively going to waste. I don't understand why you're doing so much stagger damage, but okay. Alright, sinking has gone off. This fight is so hard to follow. Here's what we'll do. Netsack, you're going to get a buff. Okay, now... All these speed values are so random. 5-3, 5-5-3. Oh. Well, what are you gonna do if I just go for Sun Shower? Just to defend ourselves, huh? Okay, then we'll go for Umbrella Thwack just to try and guarantee a kill. Let's go for... Do we have... Yeah, you know what? Light the sensor. Then we'll go for Icebreaker to attempt to debuff you. Then we protect Netsack. Then I'm gonna go for another Icebreaker. Okay. And then we could go for a Decay Ampule. I don't think it's gonna get the value that I want. Meh. We'll try it anyway. By the way, 3 different types of sinking are now on Ryoshu. Sun Shower. Yeah, it's a pretty good amount of damage. See, that's why it's so foggy. It was about to... Why'd it get plus 10? It's not one-sided? Question mark on that one. You shouldn't have gotten the plus 10 power because it wasn't a one-sided attack. Okay. Well, you're still not doing the thing. You know what? Okay. I know it's interrupting this fight. However, I think I'm going to restart the game and purge some mods because it's kind of bad right now. I don't know if you guys can tell, but apparently we're hitting a bit of a soft cap for mods. So I am going to purge some stuff. I might have to fix some builds, but it'll make the viewing experience a little bit better, I feel. So be right back. Okay, so I figured out why she was getting plus 10 power. Reading. If user speed is lower than the target, dice on this page, which is clashing with offensive dice, gain 10 power. So, yeah. Completely avoidable, in fact. Very, very unfortunate. Speaking of, good thing I reread that, because I was literally about to make the same mistake again. Tell you what, we'll go for Umbrella Thwack. Then we go no waves in the well. So I did change up our layout a little bit. Sam is now sitting out and Isabel is now in. By the way, the game is still running a little bit poorly, so I think it's just this fight for some reason, or it's the amount of effects that we have going on. I don't know, because I purged a handful of mods, but it does not appear to be enough. So, here we go.
The well, sinking deluge, and a thrill.
Okay, Icebreaker, Umbrella Thwack. Ow. Ow. That's alright, we tank that.
Frigid cold rain for ample sinking.
Condensing mist takes out that flotsam and allows us to become blade unlocked. Ow. Okay, that damage wasn't actually that bad.
Don't touch me!
Condensing mist coming down. Unfortunately not getting us a stagger. Very unfortunate, I'm afraid. We're not missing too much health, so I think I'm gonna ignore that. Autumn's passing is interesting, and I kind of want to use it. And so therefore, I think I'm going to. I'm also gonna go for fragments from somewhere. That way, we have extreme stagger potential. So, let's immediately use fragments from somewhere right here. We might get staggered. That is something to make note of. We'll go for cognition. Let's see. We're not at 3, so I can't use Shrouded, even though I would like to. Let's see, the sensor is currently lit. And you're faster than me in either case, so instead I'm going to clash here. Then let's get a Decay Ampule. And then let's light the sensor. Then we're gonna go for Don't Touch Me. Are we slower? Okay, we're gonna go for Puddle Stomp on second thought. Then I am going to go for Don't Touch Me. This will technically be a one-sided attack. Let's go ahead and slow you down. Let's go for... We'll force you to keep all of your bind, and then we'll get some light back. Here we go. Just about a stagger. Very, very nice. Cognition, unfortunately, doesn't quite work out for us, but we get a stagger regardless. Puddle Stomp coming down. And with the power of our mind, Ryoshu was at a whopping 23 stagger. Don't touch me, however. Whew, doing pretty well, and we get a stagger.
Nice.
You are also going to keep all of your bind while getting a bit more. You can't go below 300 health, so all the damage that we're currently doing is still doing well.
Behold.
By the way, there was someone in the mist. Was that just me? I could have sworn I actually saw someone inside the mist. Am I losing it? I might be losing it. Well, let's cause a whole lot of sinking to each other. That'll help out later. Let's go for core actualization, and then I'm going to go for Arctic shielding. Let's go for a multi-slash, a sensor preheat, and a luminescence of wintry night. Then we could... Nah, you know what? I'm doing it. Okay. We're going for spread out, umbrella thwack, and we hold. Ah, yes. The only way we're allowed to do damage. That's actually insane value, by the way. The fact that we're actually doing damage with Limbic Sway's page because of Thorns is still crazy. Like, her actually doing damage is pretty nuts. Okay, Umbrella Thwack. You are, however, exactly where you need to be, so we're not going to get a whole lot of value right now. Staggered. And we don't kill the last Flotsam. That's fine. I'm gonna go for Token of Friendship now as a preventative measure. And then we will go for Faint Aroma. Okay, you're probably gonna do your thing. Oh, well, Isabel is using
Gaze into the cosmos.
Nothing we can do about that. Blind Obsession! It is going to lose 3 power, but it is also going to deal a whole lot of damage, and it is going to hit all of us. Not good. Faint Aroma, not going to work. Okay, how about Facey Randy? What do you got? We could debuff. Feeble. Open the Realm of Ice. Okay, yeah, why not? That sounds fun. We're faster, so that won't be good. Faster, still won't be good. So unfortunately, there's a whole lot of nothing that we can do this turn, so this is gonna hurt.
Gaze.
Okay, a few of us are already staggered. Okay, a little bit of value. We like that.
The Realm of Ice. Facey Randy has become the Snow Dragon.
Night Guy. Ow. I don't know how much damage that was, but I know it was a lot. Dolt. You having trouble? You thinking of, I mean, look, you've got 2 to 1. So if you think about it, you're either gonna deal 1 damage or 2 damage. Ignore the fact that you have multiple passives that are giving you plus 10 power. We're soft locked, aren't we? Okay, so as I thought, unfortunately it is this mod that is causing all the lag. Okay. I kind of had a feeling, but I was hoping that we would be able to see it through before, you know, my game destroyed itself. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that that is the case. Well, here's the good news. We literally saw all the mechanics, so if you think about it, we got to see everything that the fight had to offer. and it unintentionally caused me to purge some of the mods that we're not using, so who knows? Maybe everything will just run better to begin with. And I'm not able to just skip this, am I? Nope. Alright, well, that was Ryoshu with the Giga Ego. I mean, yeah, it is based on Limbus Company, obviously, but I do like the unique art. The animations are pretty cool, because quite a few of them are unique. All the splash arts are cool. It's like the 7th version of syncing, so there is that. But it was a good test run for our new syncing floor. But moving on, you're never gonna believe it. One of the oldest mods that we played has been updated. The Thorn Workshop now has 2 more receptions. And apparently, they have been translated. Oh, we don't have the pages. Okay, hang on. Now, wait a minute. I'm gonna double check. Was it translated when I first played it? If it wasn't, then I'll read it. If it was, then... yeah.
Fare thee well.
Ow. What are the damage procs from Dave right now? Oh my goodness. Alright. Sure, yeah, alright. Pipina. Wait, alright. Hey, I haven't had to voice for a while.
Master, did I tell you about this last time?
Is this about your sister? Or about Midimi?
About my sister.
6 months ago, you told me you quit your job at the Liu Association. And 2 weeks ago, you definitely said you'd be back in 3 months.
Are you saying she came back for 2 days and then left again without returning?
You actually remember all that?
You talk way too much. You need to talk less. Talking too much is never a good thing in any way. Even a kid knows that.
It's better than being cold. I think I'm fine just like this.
It's because you keep coddling her that she's... Never mind.
Don't mind that bald old horse. But before you say something, get into the habit of thinking it through in your head. Got it?
I'll remember that, Master.
This feels a bit strange.
What's that?
The Thorn Workshop folks aren't answering my calls. Not the boss, not Mr. Buzz, not Truss, not Midimi. Not a single one is picking up.
That is strange.
Equipment maintenance is scheduled for today, right?
Do you think I can't even keep track of dates?
Could something have happened to the Thorn Workshop people?
They're fixers. It's unlikely they'd all get wiped out on a job.
Even if Buzz or Truss might, it's odd that even the boss isn't answering. There might be another reason.
Or maybe they heard about a wipeout and got so shocked they dropped dead on the road.
Please don't say things like that. I'm really worried.
There's nothing more useless than worrying about others, kid.
But I'm worried because we're all so close, aren't we?
It's just maintaining relationships, keeping the right distance. No one is truly sincere. So, the bonds between fixers are pretty much useless.
Even so.
Alright, since we're headed to the workshop anyway, why not check things out there? Also, Kitteh, I hope you won't say things like that to my precious student.
Grade 2 fixer still acting like a kid. It's all because of your coddling. The worst part is...
Do I need to rip out your nails to make you snap out of it? I told you to stop. If anyone's going to talk, it should be me. Are you her master?
I mean,
You should listen to me first, not him.
dang it. Fine, I won't say anything.
Peppina, I understand your worries, but fixers can die at any moment. You know that, don't you?
I know, Master. That means Mr. Kitteh isn't wrong.
Good that you get it. Ringing the bell, got no response. Seems like no one's here.
The windows are blocked. We can't see inside.
Still no contact.
Then let's open the door and go in.
Break in.
Do you think I'm like you, smashing it if it doesn't open? I happen to have a key. We'll just walk in.
Why does Master have a key to the workshop?
I got it from Buzz a while back.
So how did you get it?
He told me to help sort out the workshop's belongings if he died.
He has adopted daughters, Truss and Medimi, so why give it to you?
Maybe to keep his daughters from touching his belongings. They're not kids you can just brush off.
That guy's been a clown then and now.
I'm sorry. Calling him a clown is certainly something.
Medimi? Oh, thank goodness. She's not dead.
Good. Doesn't look like they were wiped out. Not like that.
So far, we haven't found any traces of anyone else passing through. It's probably just Medimi here.
Medimi, wake up! What's going on? Medimi!
Mid-me, not Medimi, mid-me. I even glanced through, the video and I do not remember how she talks, so we're gonna wing it.
Peppina, and Uriel, and Kitteh. Why are you all here? I should be asking you that. What happened? I couldn't reach Buzz, Big Sister Trust, you, or the boss. What happened?
That's right. Tell us what happened.
She doesn't seem in a state to talk.
Everyone. You don't have to force yourself, Medimi.
Mid-me.
Even if you don't say.
No, you should tell us everything.
Master,
Be quiet.
everyone. Uncle, big sister. They're all dead.
Everyone but you wiped out? I can't wrap my head around it. The job was star of the city level, sure, but with Buzz and Truss's skills, they should have had a fighting chance. And you and the other fixers were there too.
Kitteh, I told you. You're too harsh with your words. You're scaring Mid-me, who's already struggling. Mid-me, can you answer my questions?
Yeah,
What job did you take on?
the library. It was the library. The boss told me to go to the library to get a book.
Of all places.
Master, if it's the library,
That's the library that endlessly devours people, isn't it?
It swallowed even that place.
Mid-me, how did you escape from there?
Uncle died in the fight, and Big Sister got hurt protecting me. She told me to run before she was injured. I left everyone behind and ran. While everyone was dying, I just ran. Big Sister, everyone was fighting there, and I was too scared to die. Scared. It's okay, Midney. It's not your fault. want revenge. I have to get revenge. But I'm so scared. I'm too weak. I can't get revenge. And I can't even take a step. I'm a coward who can't even try. I miss Big Sister, Uncle. I miss everyone. But I'll never see them again. Mid-me. I should have listened better. I should have tried harder to get stronger. It's all my fault. I got everyone killed.
30 minutes later.
Feeling better? Sorry for letting you see me like that. No, Mid-me. I'd have done the same if I were you.
I looked around. No one's seen the boss lately, and there's no sign of anyone passing through the workshop. Uriel, what do you think?
Really? But even so, it's odd that the boss isn't here. Mid-me, have you been in touch with your boss lately?
Communication was mostly handled by Uncle. I mean, Buzz. If not him, then Big Sister took care of it. I haven't contacted anyone.
No one's reached out to you since you got back from the library? Also, I just noticed Punishing Bird up here. Sorry, I don't mean to take it away, but I noticed Punishing Bird.
No, it's...
Oh, my bad. I accidentally knocked over a coin. Sorry. I'm ruining the moment. It happens, right? It happens.
No, it's not like that. I remember Big Sister and Buzz always said to contact the boss right away if they went missing, so I called them after I got back, but no one picked up. Oh, now that I think about it, I sent a text and it was marked as read.
Are there phones in this universe? I know there's radios. Must be one of them there singularities.
Anything since then?
After I saw it was read, I called again and sent more text, but they didn't answer the calls, and the texts weren't read again.
Uriel, I think the worst case scenario is that the boss.
Whatever the case, that seems likely.
So you've been alone in the workshop since then? Yeah, until you all came. I was just here, doing nothing. You didn't even eat? Yeah.
So what now, Uriel? I don't think we can keep relying on this place for maintenance. I say we look into other workshops for future gear.
You know we can't just swap, switch. Blah, 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 blah. God dang it. Ah! You know we can't just switch equipment right away.
That's why I'm asking you.
Mid-me,
What?
our equipment needs maintenance. Can you handle it?
Yeah, I know the structure of the workshop's gear pretty well.
More capable than I thought. Must be because you take after your sister.
No, Big Sister was way smarter, more capable, and her craftsmanship was amazing.
I thought she was a remarkable kid, too. If you asked me who the genius among the city's fixers was, I'd pick Truss without hesitation.
Even a genius is useless if they're dead.
That's true enough. Mid-me, do you want to go back to the library? Probably not.
The library? Master, that's going too far.
I'm not joking. And it's not about you, it's about her answer. So be quiet, Peppina.
But I want to go right now, but even if I went...
Exactly. You'd accomplish nothing alone. That's the reality.
Right, because I'm weak. No, Mid-me, you're not.
No amount of kind words will make a withered stem bloom. But what if you went with us? Huh?
Uriel, are you serious?
Dead serious. I've been curious about the library for a while.
Listen, this isn't some official Star of the City job. You're going just because you're curious? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, Yeah, it's not like we were hired. Suddenly fighting a star of the city is dangerous. There's no plan at all.
Her voice is difficult for me to keep up. It's not just curiosity. It's not the kind of job you're talking about, but I did take on a personal request.
Request? If it's something you'd accept, could it be?
Exactly. It's a request from my teacher. Any book, doesn't matter what kind. I can't say more, but the terms were pretty appealing to me. Plus, for Buzz's sake, there's my old ties and a lot of favors owed, so it's perfect timing.
I don't know if it's a request or what, but I'm only in for a casual fight. I'm not risking my life for some job with no clear benefit to me.
What kind of person is this teacher?
Purple Tear. Her teacher is Purple Tear.
Oh. I see. So we're real high up in the hierarchy.
Mr. Buzz mentioned something about that before, so it's true.
So, are you in or out? Do whatever you want.
I'm out, but Pina, you should leave too. This is way beyond what you can handle.
But I'm going with Master.
I thought you were the type who wouldn't follow your master to death. Guess I was wrong.
You can back out, but I took my teacher's request, so I have to go. And if you two don't come with me, my teacher will probably be pretty,
So no matter what I choose, it's a lose-lose situation, huh?
You followed me this far just fine, so what's the problem now? Can't handle it?
If it was an official request instead of some dog-like errand, I wouldn't be complaining.
I'm going with Master.
Ugh.
With Master here, there won't be any big problems. Master's really strong, right?
Mr. Buzz, Truss, and Thorn workshop fixers. Sure, their business took a hit, like they were beggars. But except for Mid-Me, who barely escaped, they were all wiped out. You get what that means, don't you?
If I'm stronger than them, it won't be a problem.
I know how strong you are. Having spent time at the office, I know better than anyone.
So, Cacti, what's your plan?
I really hate this.
I can't tell you now, but when we finish the job and I share the terms my teacher offered, you'll be shocked, won't you?
Whether I'm shocked by the terms or by Purple Tear's reaction to me refusing the job, it'll be about the same level of shock. Dang it. Fine, I'm in.
If you just shut up and come along from the start, we'd be done by now.
But if things go south, I'm bailing on you all. Even if it's a colors request, I'm not dying for nothing.
Do what you want. I don't want you guys dying either. So, Mid-Me, what's your plan?
If I don't go, will I be...
No. Taking you along is just my personal suggestion. I don't know about other things, but shouldn't revenge be something you do yourself? If you're scared, it's fine not to come. If I were you, it'd be a tough choice too.
I'm going too. And no matter what, I'll get that book back.
That's the spirit. Come to think of it, you probably haven't eaten, have you? We should probably get you some food before we go. You need strength to fight, after all. Then we'll head to the library and fight with everything we've got. Got it?
Yes, I'll do my best.
This is insane.
Ooh, that Mid-Me girl. I feel like we fought her a couple years ago. Is she coming back with the other fixers? What do you know about the fixer named Urael's teacher, Purple Tear? Purple Tear? Oh, well, just by the name, you can tell she's a color, like the red mist or blue reverberation. Anything else? Yeah, she's got, 3 swords, and, I've heard she's got some dimension-transcending powers from some singularity experiment. I don't know the details.
dimension-transcending powers. That's quite unique.
No color fixer's ordinary, but Purple Tear stands out even among them. Also, Purple Tear's trained a lot of students herself. I think most of them are pretty skilled.
Like Salvador from Dawn Office who came before, is it common for fixers to take other fixers as apprentices?
Yeah, you could say that. Even the most talented folks need to stand on someone's shoulders to get started. I don't know the specifics, but I've heard some famous fixers charged to teach newbies the ropes.
Indeed, proper education is better than learning by your lonesome.
Yeah. Though, the better the fixer you train with, the higher the price they can charge. By the way, those guys are something else.
A fixer trained by Purple Tear using gear from a nearly bankrupt workshop.
Huh? How'd you guess that?
Spending time with you. Maybe our thoughts are starting to align.
High-grade fixers are usually association members. If they don't use standard gear, they go for famous, expensive workshop equipment. Some even commission custom gear from workshops. The Thorn workshop used to be a big deal, but I'm not sure if their gear still counts as grade 1 fixer quality.
But the Thorn workshop fixers who came last time were strong.
No.
Their strength came partly from their gear.
Their personal skills were impressive too. I don't know anymore. Maybe it's just my bias. Yeah, man, people that are trained by Purple Tear are so good. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It was hard to imagine just from hearsay, but it's even more old-fashioned than I thought.
Yeah, and it's messing with my sense of space.
This hallway doesn't end, does it? Past the corridor, there'll be more spaces waiting for us.
Feels like the Ring's corridors.
You've seen them yourself?
Just heard about them. Haven't seen them.
Sheesh.
I'm really back here. Don't worry, Binby. Everything will be fine.
Thinking positively without a plan isn't exactly great. But since we didn't prepare for this, all we can do is hope it goes well.
Can I really get revenge?
That depends on how you perform. Anyone can kill an enemy, but revenge is something you have to seize yourself.
It's fine. With me, Mr. Kitteh, and Master, how could we lose? Right.
If things go to heck, we'll fail. Or maybe we'll pull it off. Even if we succeed, who knows who'll die.
The mood was finally good and you had to throw cold water on it.
Someone's gotta say the grim stuff, even if it sounds like a beggar's whining.
Welcome, dear guests. I am Angela, the librarian of my role's namesake. So you're the librarian. A bit cheerier than I'd heard. Oh, where are my manners? Nice to meet you. I'm Uriel, head of Thorn Office.
I'm Bipina, a fixer from Thorn Office.
Likewise, Kitteh, fixer.
Midme, come on, at least say hello.
I'm Midme, a fixer from Thorn Workshop who was here last time.
Keep chatting and Midme's face will just get worse. We've said our hellos, so let's head in.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. Let's go, Master.
May you find your book in this place.
And so it begins.
Midme! As a reminder, she is normal to everything normal, and endured to stagger blunt. Thorn armor. At the start of each scene, if you have 4 or more stacks of thorns, gain 1 stack of protection and haste. When hit, deal stagger damage to the attacker equal to your thorn stacks. Thorn Mastery. At the start of each scene, if thorn stacks are 6 or higher, gain 1 stack of speed. And Thorn Cloak. At the start of the scene, gain 3 stacks of thorn. Thorn Ambush. On use, if user has 5 or more stacks of thorns, Grant user 1 stack of protection and endurance. And Thorns is when attacked, deal X damage to the attacker and reduce Thorns stacks by... what's it? Why am I struggling to say this so much? 2 out of 3. And all dice damage is increased by half the Thorns stacks up to 20. Cool. Double Shield of Thorns. Combat start. When winning a clash with a defensive die, the scene deals damage equal to Thorn stacks to the target. Oh, that is nasty. On Clash Win, grants user 3 stacks of Thorns, and on Clash Win, grants 2. Thorn Assault. On use, if user has 5 or more stacks of Thorn, increase the power of all dice on this page by +1. On hit, if this die deals 8 or more damage, grant user 4 stacks of Thorns, and then do it again. And double Maintain the Line. On use, if user has 4 or more stacks of Thorns, draw 2 pages, and on hit, grant user 1 stack of Thorns. Urael. Sadistic Heart. She is normal, endured, normal. Sadistic Heart. When an attack deals 6 or more damage, gain 3 stacks of Thorns. When using offensive dice, gain power equal to the number of times you hit a target this scene, up to +2. Really? Okay. Binding. At the start of each scene, apply Binding to the first target you attack, equal to 1/3 of your Thorn stacks. Thrilling Surge. When using a combat page, for each point the target's speed is lower than yours, increase damage dealt by 1 up to 10. Yikes. That is... what a passive. And Thorn Armament. At the start of the scene, gain 4 stacks of Thorns. Triple Let's Begin. On use, grants the user 3 stacks of Thorns and restores 1 light. On Clash Win, grants user 4 stacks of Thorns. Need more. On use, grants the user 4 stacks of Thorns and draws 1 page. On Clash Win, restore 1 light. Sadist. When this page's dice hits the target, apply 5 stacks of bleeding. Wait, what? Oh, so you can apply up to 15 bleed? Okay. On hit, grants user 3 stacks of Thorns up to twice. Getting High. That's an ability name. Combat start. If user has 10 or more stacks of Thorns, grant user 2 stacks of Strength, and on use, grants a user 4 stacks of Thorns. On hit, gain 4 more. Stay Still. On use, grants a user 6 stacks of Thorns. On hit, if user has 15 or more stacks of Thorns, remove all Thorns and apply 5 stacks of Thorns to the target, but user cannot next scene. Can't move next scene, I imagine. And a counter die on Clash Win grants a user 3 stacks of Thorns. Thorn Dance. On use, for every 10 stacks of Thorns on the user, this page's dice are reused once. Each use of this page's dice causes user to lose 10 stacks of Thorns. So, max of 20, so you can use that die up to 3 times. Gotcha. Cacti. Normal, endured. Thorn Shield. Block dice power +2. Evade dice power -2. Damage taken -10%. Does not trigger the damage increase effect from Thorns, but for each stack of Thorns, reduce damage taken by 1%. So he can take up to 30% reduced damage. Gotcha. Linked Thorns. At the start of the scene, allied character with Thorns gains 1 stack of protection and Thorn Armament. Double Let's Begin. Need more. Eyes Locked. Clash start. If user has 6 or more stacks of Thorns, increase the power of all dice on this page by +1. On Clash Win, draw 1 page. Double too awesome. Great. On use, if the user has 2 or more stacks of Strength, convert all defensive dice on this page to blunt dice. On Clash Win, deal additional stagger damage equal to Thorn stacks up to 10. And Shield Toss. On use, for every 1 stack of thorns on user, increase this page's stagger damage by +1 up to 10. This scene increase the power of all user dice by +1, but reduce defensive dice power by -4. On hit, apply stagger to the target. And stagger is a 10% chance to destroy used dice. I don't think I quite understand what that one's saying, but maybe we'll find out. And Book of Pipina. Normal, normal, endured, normal, normal, endured. Eerie Spikes. At the start of each scene, randomly grant 2 allied character 2 stacks of thorns. When hit, all allied characters gain 1 stack of thorns. Ooh. Thorn Mastery 2. At the start of each scene, if thorn stacks are 6 or higher, gain 1 stack of strength. And then Thorn Armament. Triple Let's Begin. Double Scattering Thorns. On hit, grant all allied character thorns equal to half the initial die value. Holy. So that gives up to 5 thorns per hit. Yikes. Double needs more, and double press the button. I don't even know what I'm looking at in that picture. Is that like her feet? I don't know what I'm looking at in that picture. Combat start. If user has 6 or more stacks of thorns, increase damage dealt by offensive dice by +2. And on hit, grant user 3 stacks of thorns. Well, tell you what. Let's go get him.
Target identified. Pipina, the most dangerous threat. Seeking destruction.
Yeah, I think Pipina is definitely going to be the biggest threat, because she's going to be giving them a ton of thorns. Meanwhile, I think Kitteh needs to go last. Okay, couple missed clashes. Ouch, a lot of damage being done. Crossblade is going to help us out quite a bit, though, albeit that flat damage we're going to be taking is unfortunate, but the brightening rays of the night sky are doing pretty well. Holy, we're taking so much damage from thorns. Wowzers. What is that damage that we just took? Basically, for free. Alright, what card do I want? What femboy do I want to summon for this? How about this one? How about Weefy? No. Not Weefy. We want
Dicey.
Alright, Dicey it is. Behold. Discard a page with the highest rarity and gain shield, depending on the rarity.
Then so be it.
You know what? Well, actually, you know what pose? Urael is doing the absolute cinema pose.
I've been on the internet far too long. That's what I've been.
Okie dokie. Pipina, you need to die. Then I'm gonna ignore you all but completely and instead go for a crit. Then that's it. Oh wow, we're in big trouble on Ingvar actually. We don't have 10 charge yet. We do have 6. Not ideal. Alright, let's overclock. Now, let's go for assist attack. All of us are a little bit buffed. 11 charge. So we're gonna lose 9, so this puts us at 8. Yeah, there's no winning this one. So we will have 2 whole charge left over. Okay, that's that is something. These dice rolls are pretty intense. They are very high. Can't use Concierto yet. So yeah, I think we're in real big trouble here is what we are. Let's just attempt to go for as quick of a kill as possible. Yeah, we're never gonna win that. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna be staggered next turn. We do get a pretty nice shield on Yesod, which allows us to get a stagger. Donkey's Bray not working with the first attack, but the next two do. Although we take 20 damage purely for hitting them, which is unfortunate to say the least. Too awesome is used against us. Icebreaker! Sense of Preheat does not end up working. Multi-slash so that we get some of our resources back. Bipina's almost dead. We're gonna go for some violence on Yesod. Then we're gonna go for Lament on Icebox. I thought your cap was 20. Apparently I was mistaken. Apparently it is 30. Well, we are in trouble. We are in big trouble. So what I'm gonna do is just give everyone a tiny bit of protection and hope for the best. We just kinda need to try and kill Bipina this turn. And whoever comes in after is pretty much going to do the rest of the heavy lifting. We have 2 for a sensor preheat, which does allow us to use Frigid Cold Rain. So let's get some value with that. And since a sensor is... Wait, what? Oh, I see. It was the wrong one. Okay. Frigid Cold Rain. Yep. Yep. Okay. Man, even removing some of our mods, game is still kind of running a little bit choppy. I wonder what's going on. Okay, I was mistaken. Apparently, it's not 3 additional... Weird. Okay, apparently I just completely misunderstood how that passive worked, because she's able to use it 4 times. Ouch. Okay, we do get quite a bit of damage on her, and we do take out Bipina. Okay, unfortunately, I do think we're gonna die just to the flat damage we're taking from Thorns. Well, let's go with Musical Addiction. And, Regret? Well, we're kind of dead regardless of what we do. So, I'm going to do the Knight of Constellations to get as much AoE damage as possible. Oh, perfect. Then, we are simply going to die. Also, that's a page that you did not have before. That's gotta hurt. On use, grants user 5 stacks of thorns. On Clash Win, grants user 1 stack of thorns. Oh. Okay, well, it's a little late, but let's use Fate's Choice, shall we? I choose Nature Liberation. Well, at least there wasn't a bass-boosted sound that time. Okie dokie, so our deck has changed. Let's see. You're attacking first, so I think we can actually get away with a little bit of damage. And then I'm going to... Oh, we can't use that because we haven't recovered enough health. We'll do Binding Chains to try and get some value. And then, unfortunately, I think this is where we die. Okay, big AoE damage. Oh, just shy of getting ourselves a stagger. Oh, we did lifesteal enough to get another attack down. So, even though we are dead, we have 1 more floor to work with. And we did some pretty legit damage.
Well, may as well force them to sink.
Once again, huh? So, also, probably not, but if we brought Purple Tear's page, I wonder if there would be unique dialogue.
Well, no time to find out. Damage and sinking must occur.
Ouch. That flat damage we take is really painful. Okay, we do end up getting the bind. Very, very good for us. Icebreaker doesn't manage to win the clash. That is crazy. Icebreaker has, like, really, really good draw potential. Okay. Good stuff. Shield of Thorns. Okay, let's get Laughing Powder down. Then we'll get Thorns as soon as we're possibly able. I'm going to do... No one is really that close to getting staggered. Let's just go for no more waves. And then we'll do Cognition Restraint. Why not? May as well. It also reduces how much damage it... Or reduces his stacks of taking less damage, I should say. Let's put a whole lot of sinking on each other. Then I'm going to go for Aching Heart because we're probably going to get staggered. So may as well tank it with Netzach since he's the one who takes the least damage. I'm going to go for Condensed Mist. Then I'm going to go for Frozen Traces so you do not lose any of your stacks. We can go for Frigid Cold Rain. I actually think I'm going to hold off for the moment. Our chance to win these clashes is not good, but it's not 0. Then I'm going to go ahead and go for Arctic Shielding. And let's go for Angel's Light, just so we're able to get some of our light back. And then, because we can, Decay Ampule. Take that stagger. Take the stagger! Ow. Okay, unfortunate. Decay Ampule. We took 32 damage. Wow. Okay, he does end up getting staggered. He is also almost out of Thorns. Netzach isn't going to be able to act next turn. That's a-okay. Decay Ampule for a bit of cheeky damage. Okay, Angel's Light actually blocking one of those attacks. Very, very interesting. Okay, Thorns on Isabel. There we go. That allows us to actually do some damage. Now we're going to form a current. We're going to go with a Prophecy of Fear. Then, you know what? Condensing Mist and Jury Downpour. That will be a lot of damage. Then we'll go for another Decay Ampule. And I'm going to go for How It's Done so that we can attempt to get another Decay Ampule. Let's inflict a whole lot of Bind. And then Blade Unlocked. Here we go. Okay, good clashes. Prophecy of Fear. Doing exactly what we want it to do. A little bit of Bind for next turn. Blade Unlocked. Okay. No Decay Ampule, that's fine. We do get a Decay Ampule on Kitteh. And the Dreary Downpour. There is a person in the mist. With the Sinking Deluge. Kitteh
He's unable to survive it.
Alrighty, we're hoping for kills. And ideally, not on our side.
The rain.
Deals 17 damage all around. Very, very good. We are just about to stun Mid-me. Okay, Umbrella Thwack. Oh my. We take 45 damage off it, but that's fine. And it looks like that is game. Also, Token of Friendship. You can't kill us, we're better. Netzach? Take her out. Oh, did she retreat again? Is this a Philip situation? Oh, Bipina and Mid-me got out. Really? Okay.
Bipina, let me go! Miss Bipina? So soon. Did she go back to fight? Miss Bipina, Master Urael, Mr. Cacte too. Everyone's fighting. I have to go back. Why? Why can't I take a step? I have to go back to fight. It's too terrifying. Someone like me going back wouldn't help at all. Sister, uncle. No, I just wanted to live normally with everyone. How did it come to this? Not only did I lose everyone from Thorn Workshop, but also the people from the Thorn office. Is that how it is? I think you're right.
Uh-oh.
That's right. Urael was right. If it weren't for me, I would have gone to the library with the Thorn office. It's not my fault. I think so too. Whether I was there or not, the outcome wouldn't have changed. Because I'm so useless. I have to go back. Everyone's waiting for me.
Well,
What is happening to the game right now, bro? Oh my goodness. I think there's some kind of huge confliction going on in the background or something. I almost feel like whatever mod is doing the data purge every so often, I think is messing things up. I need to figure out what mod that is and get rid of it.
that Minmi girl escaped again. I'm really worried about what kind of people she'll bring back next time.
As long as they can contribute to the library's power, I don't care who she brings. But I have a bad feeling about Midme's situation.
It's very...
I even said that! I even said Philip.
It's very similar to what that Philip guy went through.
Philip also lost his seniors and teacher, then came with the Wedge office people and escaped again. Though he was in an unstable state, he manifested ego and returned. Even if it wasn't his own will, he still broke free from the library.
I definitely feel some kind of deja vu.
But Midme is different from Philip. She hasn't manifested ego, nor has she returned. As long as she doesn't come back, we won't know what changes might happen. Unless she returns to the library of her own will.
Are you saying you're anxious about the uncertain future changes?
Exactly. Since we can't see through the invitation, we can't know what's happening in the city. In other words, we absolutely cannot know what's going on in the city if it's beyond our observation.
That distorted Philip. Just like we had no idea what happened to the crying children after they escaped from the library. That makes me curious about what we'll see in the next invitation scene.
What kind of changes will she face, I wonder?
Okay, this is extremely random, but I kind of want to know if it's happened to any of you guys. On Discord, right? Of which I do have a server if you'd like to join it. But on Discord, sometimes I will get a random friend request and I'll look at it, and usually I'm in a unique position where my first thought is, oh, maybe it's a viewer. Maybe they're trying to get it in contact with me for whatever reason. So you get a random friend request, you look at it, and it's always the same thing. It's a furry icon with some generic name, and then they always open up the same way. It's some form of howdy, immediately followed by the most scam bot like I don't know what it is. It's like some kind of scam bots. They're trying to get you to do something. I don't know what they want. I don't really care. All I know is that they're a bot, and I just got probably my 4th or 5th one. And it's a furry it's always a furry icon. I've never seen a single one of these bots that had anything else. Maybe it's just because of my name, and so they're like, ah yes, Shadow Kitteh, he's a furry. But it's always the same thing. And so, just be careful. If you're ever gonna accept random friend requests, here's a couple things that I've learned to look out for. Number one, they have no mutuals and no mutual friends. No servers, no friends, nothing. They just found you out of the blue, which isn't like the most unheard of thing, but it doesn't help. And then I don't know that it always is, but for me, every one of these bots that I've encountered has always had a furry icon and some, speaking of the devil, and like some generic name. And it's always like, wow, you know, like for the one I just got was like, oh, I found your commissions on DeviantArt, and also I watch your YouTube gaming channel, but I haven't seen anything as of late. And I'm like, you got me on the YouTube gaming thing. Fair enough. You got me. But DeviantArt, commissions, buddy, do I look like I can draw? For me, this most recent one, it's scary, dude. Like, because this most recent one, to me, felt the most human. Because it was like, basically, they knew about Sally, and they knew about my channel. And at first, I was thinking like, well, oh my god, like, maybe I was being a little too hard. Not that I'm never mean to anybody, but when I suspect you're a bot account, I usually have a quote checklist that I'll follow just to, make sure. They failed every single one. But it's the fact that they knew about my channel and they knew about Sally that really wigged me out. But I thought about it. In my Discord bio, I have my channel. Like, there's a link that takes you directly right here. And what's the banner of my channel? Aha! It's Sally. And they didn't know that her name was Sally until I had mentioned it in passing. And then suddenly they started using it. So, definitely the most real. Almost got me. Certainly made me anxious about blocking them. But, yeah, just be careful. Be careful online, guys. You never know. You just never know. Either way. Moving on from that, it's time for the final reception.
Sister, what should we eat today?
I told you, eat whatever you want. You decide.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that.
Wasting time on pointless chatter again?
Ha! Uncle, perfect timing. What do you feel like eating?
I don't care. You guys figure it out.
What should we have then?
What's going on? Tress and Buzz clearly died in the library, but what we're seeing now is...
Hiss. Hold on.
Oh, I see. She was... Whoa, whoa, whoa. You got them crazy eyes.
Ah, how about hamburgers? There's a handmade burger place near the house. I want to try it.
Rattle, rattle. Rattle, rattle.
So, can I have 2 burgers? I'm so excited.
What was that just now? Did she become like that because of the shock from the library?
The phenomenon of distorting one's memories due to immense trauma. I think I read about it in a book before.
So, she erased her memories because she couldn't handle it. And those Thorn dolls.
Perhaps a symptom of the onset of distortion.
I didn't expect it to turn out like that. But, Angela, since we saw her in that state, soon
She's probably coming to the library.
Why would someone in that state receive an invitation?
It's hard to understand, but in the end, the invitation was sent according to the library's will. So, we just need to keep observing.
But where did all the other fixers go? Since we got back, no one has returned. It's probably just unnecessary worry, right? Huh? There's something on Uncle's clothes. This is an invitation? Why would there be something like this? Here, today's books, Uriel's book, Cacte's book, Peppina's book. Huh? These are the names of people from the Thorn office. Yes, that's right. The library clearly turns its guests into books. So, does that mean the people from the Thorn office were turned into books in the library? Oh no, that's outrageous. Isn't Miss Uriel supposed to be really strong? Even so, uncle, sister, well, maybe it's something like that. How about we go look for the books? Even though it's dangerous enough to take down Uriel, sister is strong too, and so is uncle. And the people from the Thorn office are all great colleagues. Ah, that's right. If it gets dangerous, we can all just escape, right? Yeah, that's how it should be. Escaping isn't a bad thing. So, shall we go to the library? We'll definitely get those books back.
Is that Minmi girl coming back to the library? By the way, those things next to Minmi, they're definitely...
Judging from the roses on Midme, though it's not certain, it's indeed a sign of either ego or distortion. It feels like one of the two.
If she really ends up becoming distorted, I don't really want to deal with her. Like the crying children.
Fair. Fair, Roland, fair. No matter what kind of guest comes, the library will do its best to receive them.
Yeah, I know that, but I still don't like dealing with too much trouble.
Stop talking nonsense and do your best to receive them this time, too.
Yes, of course, I'll do my best.
This is the library. It's so spacious and, strangely, the air feels heavy. Why did you two suddenly stop talking? It's so strange.
Once again, welcome, dear guests. I am Angela, the librarian of this place.
Nice to meet you. I'm Midme. What's wrong with you two? Hurry up and say hello. Sorry, they both seem to be in a bad mood.
It's fine.
What should we do?
Just go inside. A trial awaits you ahead.
I see. Then I'm going in.
May I ask you a question, dear guest?
Sure. What are you curious about?
Have you really never been here before?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Just go inside.
All right, let's all go in.
May you find your book in this place.
I like how confused Angela is. She's like... She's like, do I say something, or do I just let it ride? Ooh. I also like that the, her little moment of asking about the hamburgers and stuff reflects the very first reception that you have with them, where they all get hamburgers before they come and fight you. Oh yes, she's suppressing memories, alright. Book of Midme. Normal to everything except for Stagger Blunt.
Thorn armor. Sounds right. Thorn mastery sounds about right. And Thorn cloak. Thorn ambush. Double shield of thorns. Double thorn assault. And double maintain the line. Truss. Aha. Book of Thorn creation. All it has is Thorn creation. Normal to everything except for blunt physical. Thorn reassembly. On use, grant user 3 stacks of Thorn. Shield of Thorns, entry forbidden. I think this one is new. On use, if user has 6 or more stacks of Thorns, grants all allied characters 2 stacks of Thorns. Forced enhancement, I feel as though we have seen before. I think this was with the regular fixers, though. On use, grant user 6 stacks of Thorns. Next scene, grant user 2 stacks of Fragile. On hit, if user has 5 or more stacks of Thorns, apply 1 stack of Fragile to the target next scene. And Buzz. Normal to everything except for physical slash. And the exact same pages as the Truss creation. Well then, shall we begin? A mirror of the very first time we fought them. Mannequin! Actually, it's a lot more fitting than I would have thought. Lift the mountain! Working out quite good. Straight to the mark! That way we're able to draw. We do take a tiny bit of damage, but that's fine. Alerted anticipation is far too powerful for the constructs in front of us. Thorn reassembly doing a pretty good amount of damage to Crimson, but that's fine. But now die! So, yeah, Crimson is using Merkala because I thought it was very fitting. Coveting Thorns. Upon attacking a target with bleed, deal damage and recover health. Yep, that goes on Crimson. We're going to be doing a lot of that, in fact. I'm going to swap to Piercing Stance. That's going to make our status effects last a little bit longer, which you might have seen this coming. With Venomous Fangs, that is quite juicy. We are going to open up with a Restrain, though. Go for Venomous Fangs on Truss. You know, unintentionally, I focused the wrong person. I meant to focus down Truss, not Mid-Me. But, hey, that works. Let's see. Impartiality should work out just fine. Then we'll go for Straight to the Mark to try and get ourselves a stagger. I'm just going to get Unlock ready to go, and then we go for Shockwave. Then Crimzarino is going to go for Now Die. And then we'll also go for a Tail Whisk. Then Mr. Caius is going to go for a Laceration into a Lead Bloody Wings. Absolutely colossal damage from Crimson. Laceration is gonna get maximum value. Impartiality getting us a stagger as well as some pretty good damage. Buzz falls once again. And Tail Whisk gets us some good bleed. Oh, Truss retreated. Interesting. Now, why did Truss retreat?
I suppose we'll have to find out the hard way, won't we?
Is everyone okay? That's great. Everyone escaped before getting killed. Huh? Huh? Sister, where did everyone go? Sister, I can't find Uncle. Where did Uncle go? Sister? Sister, really? How could you hide in a situation like this? I need to hurry and get you out of here. But where did Uncle go? That's right. Uncle was definitely in the library last time. No, he was just by my side earlier. He was attacked and fell. This time too, and last time to... Last time, too? Huh? Last time? When was that? No, I've never been to the library. The first time... The first time I came to the library, Uncle fell. Huh? That's strange. I've never been to the library, so why do I have these memories? Uncle fell. Sister... She was just by my side. Back then, Uncle fell, and Sister protected me. No, we all escaped this time. It must be my imagination. We're all here at the library for the first time. Where did everyone go? Did they all leave except for me? Why don't they answer when I call them? Peppina? Where did she go? No, Peppina definitely told me to escape the library back then. No, we came to retrieve the books of the Thorn office members who died in the library. Peppina saved me. It's so strange, isn't it? It's been strange from the start. Ever since we came to the library, no one has said a word. Why? Actually, I knew from the start. It's like a puppet show. Everyone's dead. They all died. To protect a pathetic person like me. Like you said, I was just acting in a puppet show. I just didn't want to lose the things I wanted to hold on to. Like you said, I just didn't want to lose them. The people I wanted to hold on to are dead. Not even their bodies remain. So what should I hold on to? Why is there no one by my side?
Bid me.
Hey, Mid-Me,
Sister, why do you keep calling me?
is there anything you want?
Something I want? My birthday's still a long way off. What's up?
Nothing. Just curious.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's anything I particularly want. Maybe a bunch of cookies I can eat while lying down would be nice.
If someone offered you a lot of land, how much would you want?
Land? Then I'd want a house bigger than this apartment. This room feels a bit small for living with you, sister.
Not just that much. If you could have even more land, as much as you wanted.
Place as big as a nest?
A nest, huh?
Yeah, I'd build a huge house there, so big you could get lost in it. With a pool, and a library for all the books you like, sister. And a big gym for Uncle to work out in.
It'd be nice to have a house like that.
I'd throw a party there, inviting everyone from the Thorn office, all the people close to me.
A party in a place like that would be a lot of fun. So, Mid-Me, besides what you want, how much land do you think a person needs to stand on?
The land a person needs? Maybe it's different for everyone. Even the richest people can't build a house as big as a nest. Isn't it enough to have enough land to build a house you can live in?
Building your own house. That's certainly nice, but the land humans need is smaller than that.
Is this a quiz? No, wait. Do people need land smaller than a house?
The land a person needs is only enough to bury themselves after they die.
You mean a grave?
Exactly. No matter how much land you have, In the end, a grave slightly larger than your body is where a person's life ends.
I don't really get it. If you had a vast amount of land before you died, wouldn't that make you happy? So why are you bringing this up?
Since we're fixers, you, me, and Uncle, it's hard to die comfortably. And if Uncle and I die before you... Please don't be sad then. Instead, save the land where we're buried. There's never a shortage of graves in the city.
Why are you suddenly saying such ominous things?
Because if it were you, if we died, you'd just sit there on the ground doing nothing. So I thought, after we're gone, you should have something to do.
Don't say things like that. We'll always be together, won't we?
I hope so.
Then, sister, if I die, what will you do?
Well, I'd be filled with sadness, and then I'd keep you in my heart.
Keep me in your heart?
A person only needs enough land for their grave. You might be a bit greedy, but wouldn't it be wonderful to have someone who remembers you well?
Well, since it's someone who'll definitely remember you, that shouldn't be too hard, right? Then I'll do my best to remember you, sister. After you're gone, I'll even hang your picture in the room.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You haven't forgotten our promise, have you?
I remember.
Good. That's good.
Thank you, sister. So that's how the story goes. You knew I'd do this all along. Even though you're gone, sister, I remember the things we talked about before bed. Even though everyone has left me, I can still remember them. Oh, maybe you're right. What's the point of remembering the dead? Just looking at myself feels good enough. But the me right now, if no one keeps me here, I can't exist. I disappear even looking at myself. Is this what you'd call obsession? Question mark on that one. Yeah, I think it's foolish too. But even if it's foolish, powerless, and stupid, that's the kind of person the people who left me behind have left behind. So I have to remember them even more. The people of the Thorn workshop left me behind, and so did the people of the Thorn office. I'll remember everyone who left me behind until I die. That's right. The peace of wanting to be with them, left with them. But despairing there won't stop my life from going on. Remembering them, recalling them, as someone who misses them, as someone left behind by their hands. I have to keep living. Not for those who are already gone, but for me. Because living for myself is living for them.
Good on you. Okay, alright, I like the outfit. I like it.
I've lost so much. But I won't waver because of what I've lost. Because what I hold on to isn't despair, but memories of them. So I must overcome the trial of the library. I will walk my path. The path of thorns that blooms in the city.
Dope.
Okay. I'll admit it, I kind of like her arc. I kind of like it. Blooming Thorns. When hit by offensive dice from melee combat page, deal damage to the attacker equal to 3% of their max HP. Oof. Wow, that sucks. She has 670 health. Yeah, so when you're hit deal 3% of their max health and reduce stacks by 2/3. When hitting a target, deal additional damage equal to 3% of target's max HP. Oof, so I hope you brought ranged pages, which we didn't. Unpredictable. At the start of each scene, discard all pages in hand and draw the intended combat pages. Your page costs are 0. So it's reskin shimmering. I like it. At least there's flavor. Blooming Ego, Path of Thorns. Convert your thorns into blooming thorns. Offensive dice power +1. When gaining thorns, gain 1 additional stack. Of thorns. At the start of the scene, gain 10 stacks of thorns. Then, at the start of each scene, gain 5 stacks of thorns. If you have no thorns at the start of a scene, become staggered and take 20 damage. God dang. All-encompassing. Each time you're hit, reduce damage taken in the scene by 3%. At the end of each scene, gain thorns number to the equal of... Oh, so focus firing her down does not really work. Thorn armor. That's the same. And relentless steps. HP cannot fall below 50. At the start of each scene, if HP is 50, fully restore stagger resistance. Oh boy. Well then, shall we begin? If you wish to walk the path of thorns, expect to bleed. Alright, that's sick. Alright. You won me over. Alright. This reception went from like, alright, you know, it's pretty good. Definitely want to, you know, it's pretty solid. Alright, the presentation is huge. I don't know what song this is, but... Is it a... Is it a Millie song? I can't tell. I can't tell. We'll have to listen a little bit more to it. Roll maximum. You know what? Let's social distance. Why not? Now, I don't know if the background is supposed to be pure black. However, the pedals with the pure black make me think yes. By the way, pretty sure that attack was a reference to Melania, the Blade of Mikola. Whatever that ability is. Fun fact, I never beat Melania. I didn't know how to get to her. And by the time that I had the opportunity to get to her, well, no one was even really playing the game anymore, so, you know, there is that. Let's see, we are going to go for... Powerball dice by +2. We win those. We win those. Then we go for blood bullet, so we're even stronger. We'll go for rebuild just because it's free. And then let's double draw against strangling thorns, which is pretty legit. We do get Apostle. So let's go ahead and drop Apostle. We'll also drop the prayer because we can. Let's go straight to the mark. And then alerted anticipation so we keep our stacks up. Okay. Well, I did warn you about the bloody path that you walk. Unfortunately, it does seem like we are going to lose a few people just because of that 3% max health damage that she's getting on, like, every attack. Ouch. Okay, Apostle has been procced. We get a little bit of draw. Ouch. Yeah, that damage hurts. Also, remember, every attack that we do makes her take 3% less stacking up. We could go for Carmilla. I actually think I'm gonna go for alertness though, and I'm gonna do it on Sarah. Let's see. So, hang on. Yearning Merkala. Well, yeah, we'll just try it. We'll just give it a shot.
Behold, our angelic wings spread.
Watcher of the Thorn Field. Grant user thorns equal to the number of surviving allied characters. Well, at the moment, that's about none. You're being crucified in that one. Let's see. Apply 3 stacks of fragile to the user. Each time user hit this scene, grant all allied... Oh, it's quite literally, I take the damage, but everyone gets strength. Okay, that would be insane if you actually had allies. Well, tell you what, we'll go for regular Merkala. It is a mass individual, so I'm very confident that we're gonna win that. I'm going to open the flow
Of blood.
Let's see. Shatter the Precipice could work. I'm gonna try Mannequin. I know that's a little bit of a silly choice, but oh well. Let's go for Shatter the Precipice. You are going to get so much strength next scene. It's gonna be crazy. Let's go for the double block into rebuild, just so we get some of our resources back. I am going to attempt a shockwave, although chances are we are going to lose Mr. Caius this turn. I'm gonna go for Path of Conviction. I'm confident enough. And then we go Alerted Anticipation. Here we go. Okay, we did take multiple hits there, which is unfortunate. We get staggered. I'm assuming there's a passive in there that I did not read properly. Also, Merkala just did an insane amount of damage. She is also getting 4 strength next scene.
Open the flow of blood.
Ouch. Yeah, staggering ourselves, never a good feeling. Definitely a passive that we didn't read, though. Too awesome, getting high. Okay. Well, tell you what, I'm gonna go for Yearning Merkala, and we're just gonna hope for the absolute best. We're also apparently targeting ourselves, which is weird, but what are you gonna do? Let's live on for you. And then spam Alerted Anticipation, because they will turn into aggressive dice. Then I'm going to swap over. We're now in slashing stance. Let's go ahead and get a probing attack, snake slit, and another probing attack. Here we go. Oh, Sadist is an AoE move. I appear to have missed that part. And we die for it. Oh, no. That was Crimson's attack. That's my bad. That was Crimson's Yearning Merkala. That's what that was. Yeah, you know, I played this game for a while. I know things. Now, you cannot drop below 50 health. So engage the next phase. Hopefully we don't bull stagger ourselves. Luckily we don't. I'm gonna go for... I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna re-roll again. Yeah! Wild Thorn Field. Combat start, grant user 15 stacks of Thorn. On hit, deal additional damage equal to Thorn stacks. The art is really good. I really like the art. It is a mass summonation, so tell you what, if we use all 3 snake slits,
Then you never stood a chance.
alright, let's hope we survive. 23, we did not block it. you're gonna keep doing it, huh? Well, tell you what. I'm gonna ignore it. And we are going to attempt to finish this fight. Sheeta unfortunately does go down, but we bring you with us. Holy crap, we just did 50 stagger damage to ourselves. We're dead. Our conviction passive went off. We went straight back to full health, so it did kill us. You're doing it again, aren't you? I knew it. We're in a bit of a pickle here, huh? Tell you what. Alerted anticipation becomes one-sided, so therefore they become aggressive dice. We might die, but we're doing damage on the way out. Who would have guessed? Only 50 health is proving to be quite the challenge to get through because of the amount of self-damage we're doing. We stagger ourselves after one hit. Well, well-worn parasol. Let's hope for a very lucky proc, and then we'll go for red eyes, because we can. Goodbye. We did not reflect it. Oh. Okay, she kept her health. She kept her health. Okay, I was gonna say, if we have to redo the fight, oof, that sucks. But does not appear to be the case. So, therefore, I think we've still got this, but it is a little unfortunate that we weren't able to do it with the same floor. However, I do not see you getting through all this. Most of us blocked it. And the ones who didn't are now half health. But we sever the night sky. And that was Midme. Although she manifested her ego in the end, she still became a book. Yeah, but that look in her eyes at the very end. It's been a while since I've seen someone like that. In my view, she didn't show intense anger or hatred. Perhaps it was because she wasn't swayed by those emotions, and instead bound her ideals within her heart, that she could manifest an ego unique to herself. Yeah, it feels simple, yet somehow complex. That's what ego's like. It's precisely because of such complex structures intertwining that such immense power can be generated. If I couldn't even obtain that kind of power, then my 10,000 years would have been utterly worthless. Anyway, if everyone could wield that kind of power, the city would change in many ways. Though I don't know in what direction. Everyone manifesting ego or distortion, and the city turning into chaos. Is that part of the plan too? No. Lobotomy Corporation's plan was to spread the light across the city to bring hope to humanity in the end, and then perhaps help humanity manifest their own ego. Whew, that's so irresponsible. Just too irresponsible. It's exactly that irresponsibility that led them to leave me unchecked like this. I kind of feel sorry about that. Don't worry about it. It's all in the past now, because I'm thoroughly taking my revenge. Well, looking at the results, I'm part of it too. I'll support you. Thank you. And with that, I believe that's gonna do it for this episode of The Library of Ruina. So, overall, I like it. Thorn's Office is one of the first mods that I ever played during the series, so being able to revisit it like 100 episodes later, and it has a really nice addition. Okay, it's not perfect. Some of those mechanics are a little iffy. But the fact that it lets you use multiple floors, the health pools are not crazy. Like the mid-me ego, 670 health is a little high, but even then, I mean, it's not too bad. Like, overall, it's a pretty balanced experience, but taking free damage from Thorns does not feel amazing, especially because if you have a team that doesn't do much damage, i.e. Netzach's floor before we changed it to pure sinking, you're kind of just gonna die, and there's really nothing that you can do about that. Which never feels particularly good. But either way, art is good. English translation is a little iffy in some parts, but I mean, that's kind of par for the course at this point. It feels like I feel like quite a few mods are like that. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy that we revisited Thorn's Office, because I remember really liking it way back when, and that continues to now. I still really like it. Thorn's Office is, considering we've played like probably 1,000 mods at this point, I don't know that I would say it's top 10, but it's up there. Like, it's really, really up there. I don't know what my top 10 would be, though, honestly. I think I'd actually have to sit down and, like, make some kind of list, but either way, it is really, really up there, so worth a play. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you
In the next one.
Bye.